you guys, welcome back to For Real Guide, and if you're new here, welcome. I hope you're all having an absolutely incredible day. Now I've got a really great video in store for you guys today. It's all about knowing if you're in love with someone, which can be super confusing and super troubling at times, so I think it's a very important topic. But before we dive into it, make sure you go subscribe to my channel so you're always updated when I upload more self-love, self-growth type videos. Well, without further ado, let's get into the 10 ways you know that you love someone. So the first way to tell if you really love someone is if they are the first person you think of to reach out to when you're upset or excited about something. Whether something really great happens or something bad happens or something hilarious happens, there's usually that one person that you go to that you can count on is going to support you in good times and in bad times. So if you're wondering if you love someone, think about when there was maybe a super exciting moment that happened or a super bad moment that happened. Are they the person that you really felt could support you in that moment? If so, there might be love there. Okay, so the second way to tell you love someone is if you enjoy their company even when you're doing mundane tasks. When you're with someone you love, even the simplest things can be so much fun. Going to the grocery store can be a little adventure. Studying for a test can be a fun little date, or cooking at home could top a 5-star restaurant. Why? Because it's not the things that you're doing that's what's making you feel great, it's them. You're not getting pleasure from outside sources, you're getting it from their presence. The third way to tell if you really love someone is if you can't stop staring at them. There are so many sources out there that I've read from different psychologists and relationship experts that say if you can't stop staring at someone or someone can't stop staring at you, someone you know, then that means that there's love going on. It's like you almost feel like that person is so precious and you love everything about them. So just looking at them gives you that little boost of serotonin. So if you find yourself staring a lot at someone, you just always want to look in their direction, there's probably a little bit of love there. Okay, so the fourth way to know that you love someone is if you really want to introduce them to your friends and family. If you can't wait to introduce your new person to your friends and your family, that's a pretty good sign that you might be in love with that person. Because introducing someone to your friends and family, one, shows that you have a lot of trust in this relationship, and two, shows that you're being very vulnerable in this relationship. Two things that really pave the way for a loving, healthy relationship. The fifth way to know if you love someone is if you compare them to your ex. Okay, hear me out. I know this doesn't make a lot of sense upon first hearing it, but if you're comparing your new significant other to an ex, someone that you have loved before, that might mean that your brain is just preparing to potentially tell this new person that you love them. You're trying to compare an old love to a new love. And our brains make comparisons all the time in order to understand the society and the world that we live in more. So you might feel like, okay, I loved this person in the past. Are they similar to the person I loved in the past? Do I love them differently? It doesn't mean that you should be with your ex or that this new person is bad. It just means that your brain is trying to understand these new but somewhat familiar feelings of love that you've had in the past. Okay, so the sixth way to tell if you love someone is if you want to hang out with them all the time. It's not that they're just an added little bonus, an added little fling in your life. They genuinely make you feel great every time you hang out with them. They don't drain you. They give you energy. You feel like you can just sit in their presence for hours. That is a telltale sign of true love. If you're feeling drained, if you're feeling anxious, or you kind of want to get away from them and need to recharge after hanging out with them, that's not a great sign. You should feel energized and want to hang out with them as much as you can. The seventh way to know that you love someone is if they're on your mind all the time. There's a couple of reasons why someone you love might be constantly running through your brain. One is that that person gives you a lot of serotonin. So thinking about them all the time gives you a little boost of energy. Even just simple memories you might be replaying over and over again because it literally feels good. And two, because if you love them, you genuinely have a lot of empathy and care for them. So you might be wondering, oh, I wonder how that test went, or I hope they drove home safe. If you do have those thoughts, that means that you probably love them. So the 8th way to know that you love someone is if you stop trying to impress everybody else. When you're dating someone that you love, then they kind of complete all your needs. You don't really feel like any of your needs are unmet. You're not looking around looking for the next best thing, or if there's, a better one at this, a better one at that. You feel like they are the complete package. So that when someone that you normally would want to impress does walk by and you find yourself literally not caring, then you might want to consider the fact that you love the person that you're with. The 9th way to tell if you love someone is if you love all of their quirks. Everyone's got their weird, gross, strange little quirks, and if you find yourself not really caring about your partner's strange quirks or even finding them endearing, then that's probably a good sign that you love them. Because usually when it's the opposite, when it's people that we dislike, any little thing that they do can set you off. Even if it's not a quirk, even if it's something completely normal, you might get super triggered by it. So with love, it's going to be the opposite. You don't care about their little quirks. You think they're charming or funny. Okay, so the 10th and final way that you can tell if you really love someone is if you feel like you can be your true, authentic self around them. Whether you're acting super goofy out in public or very, very vulnerable, having a deep conversation, a true love partner will make you feel comfortable and confident in your own skin. They should feel like an extension of you. It should feel content. You shouldn't feel intimidated or embarrassed by them. So if you do feel just comfortable being around them, they make you feel comfortable in your own skin, that's probably a sign that you love them. Well, there you guys have it. Those are 10 ways to tell if you love someone. Now I know it can be kind of confusing because everyone has their own definition of what love is, and there's so many different definitions of love out there coming from different sources. But the main thing to remember is to trust your gut. Don't trust your anxiety and fear. Don't trust what society is telling you. Do what you feel confident in. Do what makes you feel comfortable with this person. And that's how you'll have a great relationship going forth. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and also like this video if you enjoyed learning about love and want to hear more relationship type videos. Well, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.